it is terrible what's happening in Gaza. There are many women and men and girls and boys who are suffering, who are civilians and are suffering terribly in Gaza because Hamas has chosen to use them basically as human shields. But did the UN Women's Organization say anything about the Israeli women who were subjected to sexual violence?
The only thing I have seen is a footnote in that exact report that you mentioned that essentially excused, them not mentioning Israeli women by saying, yes, Hamas did commit some atrocities, but let's really focus on what's happening in Gaza right now. And I think the most warped part of their story is that they're choosing to highlight stories in Gaza because they want to give more humanitarian aid to Gaza, which, it could be a virtue in and of itself. But we've seen UN Women, as I said, work with Hamas to give them humanitarian aid since 1997. This has been decades in the making. We should not expect anything else from UN Women, an organization who sent their leader to Egypt, I think 2 days ago, if not yesterday, to call on another ceasefire, to call on humanitarian aid. And we have no idea if this aid would go straight into the hands of Hamas terrorists who proudly and gleefully just broadcast their attack against Israeli women and children.
Yeah, it should be worth noting that a lot of what we know about what they did to women and children in this attack is because they themselves videotaped it and then uploaded and posted those videos because they were so proud of themselves.
And not only that, but the videos you just broadcast were all either released on October 7th or on October 8th. The videos that Israel is now coming under some fire for broadcasting here on Capitol Hill or in New York and Manhattan to various, to Congress members or to different press organizations, the videos that Israel comes under fire for now broadcasting are ones that Hamas filmed. As I said before, proudly. This was not, a case of some Palestinian freedom fighters who just kind of went off the rails and seized an opportunity. Hamas militants explicitly said that they received support from their religious leaders to go in and dirty and rape Israeli women.
Unbelievable.
They wanted attacks.
Well, of the 240 hostages, more than 70 are women. Around 20 of them are under the age of 18. And I'm remembering this one father I saw who was told that his daughter was killed in the attack. And he said, he literally started to cry and said, thank God, because for her to be held hostage for what they do to women there is even worse. And then, of course, 2 weeks later, he found out that, in fact, his daughter was one of those hostages. I can't imagine what it's like for the families of these women and these young girls, imagining what must be happening to their wives and daughters and mothers.
Elizabeth, thank you for mentioning Emily, because it is, in fact, her 9th birthday today. And right now she celebrates it, we think, in the tunnel network underground with Hamas terrorists. Who knows if she knows it's her birthday? She probably hasn't seen sunlight in the last month. And those awful videos of her father coming to the American press and begging our government for help to go release the hostages is harrowing. But, it's also another example of what Israelis have to do right now to bring attention to the women and girls who have been slaughtered by Hamas. There's a new civil rights commission in Israel that's dedicated exactly to documenting these atrocities, because they have no other choice right now than to prove not only to international women's organizations, but to also prove to the world that what Hamas broadcasts themselves is in fact true.
Haley Strack, thank you so much for shining a light on this, and keep up the pressure campaign. I think it's important. Thank you. Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.